Okay, so let's look at defense really quickly as well. It's still Silver Winston console. And I just want to talk about a couple basic things. We'll keep looking at bubbles. And then I also want to look at defense just because it's a really good illustration of kind of like taking space, holding space, and giving up space, like when to do each thing, okay? And the reason it's really useful is this is like a big old choke, right? So it's pretty clear. I think Spilo talks about this in his videos. I don't know if you've seen the one called The Line, but it's basically like, where's the front line, right? And the idea is just like, in any fight, when the fight starts, there is sort of an invisible line across the map. On this map, it's super clear, right? It's this choke. When you cross over that line, you're into the other team's space. And if they cross into this line, they're in your space, right? And what we're fighting over is moving the line, holding the line, or the offense is trying to push the line back, right? If I'm on attack here, I'm trying to spend some cooldowns to like move these people so that I can hopefully take this corner, and now the line's here, right? Or maybe I walk my ass like up these stairs and push it this way. Maybe I even go all the way around the back here, and then I have like a whole different line this way, right? But that's sort of the basic concept. So we want to hold the line, okay? To do that, we have Winston with his short range AoE Tesla, right? So where can we stand to do damage to help us hold the line and drop our bubble to help us hold the line? Up here is fine to scout, but it's probably more like here, right? We want to zap them when they cross the line. We don't care so much about them if they're here. You know, there might be some random things that happen where like someone's standing here and they take a pot shot and they kill your BAP or something like that. And that's gonna happen. But if you hold the line here and you play around that, they still are gonna have a hard time pushing into your space. Yeah. And we can also fight for it, and if we don't think we're gonna get anything done, we can jump back and just set a new line back here, get our bubble back, and now we're fighting for this space. Right? So the thing that helps you hold the line is to have an idea of if you can kill someone or not, basically. That's sort of all tanking is putting out damage to threaten to kill someone. So you're zapping people you think can die from that, okay? On their team, we haven't seen them yet, but just really quickly, I'm going to clear my throat. Okay. On their team, the characters that are sort of the least mobile and squishiest are going to be the Widow and the Ash. I'm trying to like point at them, I guess. Mora, she doesn't have Fade, is an okay target, but she self-heals, so that's sort of a slower kill. If we can catch Juno with no mobility, we kill her. Ramatra, we have to be sure that his Nemesis form is out, because he has so much armor. He just has so much health that it's going to take a million years for us to zap him down. And then obviously, like we were talking about in the first video, if there's a cluster, especially these squishy enemies, we double, triple our DPS, and suddenly we're putting out a lot of damage, and it can be hard for their supports to keep up with that, yeah? So I'm going to just pause for a second here on this map, or on this point here, with the line here. Where do you think squishies are likely to group up, and when? Okay. It's when they're trying to walk through the choke, right? And the other thing to just think of in general is like, think of the tanks as sort of the mama ducklings. And then the little squishies are like the little baby ducklings, and they follow behind like in a line. So if I'm Moira or I'm Juno and I see my Ramatra like pop Nemesis and walk forward, I'm going to follow behind him to try and heal him because I want to have good healing numbers on a scoreboard so people don't complain at me, right? And if I'm sitting back here on like Ash or something like that and I see their Ramatra walk forward, I'm going to follow up a little behind that probably and see if I can shoot where the Ramatra's walking or shoot someone who's looking over at the Ramatra and still on this high ground, right? So it's also knowing, like, thinking about what's going to happen as Winston and letting people kind of walk over your line and then punish them for that, okay? Instead of trying to always force a kill. In general, on this point, if you are chasing something past this car, really past this line here, you can do it for a little, but we do not really want to go into this space. And we especially, unless there's like 4 people in here or something like that, 3 people maybe, and we have bubble and stuff, we probably don't want to push too far into here, right? It's hard to jump when there's a ceiling. And unless we're like sure we can get a kill here, we're just going to take a bunch of damage, we cut ourselves off from like our BAP. Our Mercy would have to expose herself. None of our team can help us, right? So that's another maybe simple way to think about the line. It's like where our team can help us versus where they can't. We got to know that. We got to know where our BAP can heal us. He has ranged heals, but he has to sort of shoot down on his targets, right? So if we jump on some high ground, if you imagine there's a high ground like up here that we could stand on, we can't. That's going to struggle to hit us with heals up here, right? But if we're below him, like down here, it's easy for him to heal. Okay? So we kind of think like our CR shoots this way, our soldier, he's going to shoot that way, but he's also probably just going to back up like through here. So we're going to have pressure like these directions, yeah? That's where we'll have our help. So for me, I'd probably actually be a little further up just to kind of scout what they have. But, you know, whatever, it's fine. What we want to avoid are situations where we take more damage than we do. We always want to be doing more damage than we take, like as much as possible. You can't control like how good your BAP is at hitting a shot. So you're paying attention to when you're low health on tank, but you can control how much damage you take. Yeah? And when you cross the line, you're probably going to take damage. So you see him, I think he could have just walked that way. I think he jumped in here because Soldier died up here, maybe? But for me, I'm just holding here still. And I'm maybe still just zapping the Ramatra, like maybe check this, but I'm still just zapping the Ramatra. I don't want him to walk forward. And we have res. We could have maybe bubbled for the res specifically. But there we take a bunch of damage, right? Because we crossed the line. And instead of crossing the line, if we just held the line here and zapped the Ramatra, once he pops Nemesis, you know he's not going to be able to go as far as you can go. Right? If he's committed to this choke here, you get him fighting over here, then we can jump over here and we could probably get this Widow. Right? Because she's the one who's actually going to kill people. Ramatra needs to be close to someone to kill them, and your teammates are pretty far back, right? So for reference, we'll go back a little. It's kind of this sequence. We go here. We didn't know he has Nemesis. If you want to do this, we could pop Bubble here and just zap him from this range. Because he can't do damage through the bubble when he's in wizard mode, right? But we know we're probably not going to kill this tank. Unless he's an absolute idiot and forgets he has Nemesis and his healers forget about him, which they probably won't because they'll want good healing numbers, etc. Yeah. We just zap him until he does Nemesis and then we jump away. Like, this is about as far over the line as I'd go. I need to make sure I can back out, right? So I'd be backing out. And then when he Nemesis, I'd jump probably like sort of this way. And look who's like, there's a Juno just sitting here. We can zap her. We can defend this choke. And then even then, when we take this much damage, I'm coming all the way back. I'm hiding completely from cover, yeah. So we need to think about the line and then, like, the next line. Yeah. Plan for if things are going to go wrong. I would just bubble there earlier. We're going to die, yeah. So a lot of the time jumping to high ground's good. This high ground's super exposed to the choke, right? So it's not as useful. I think a better version of this, if you bubble earlier, you take less damage. You probably could kill these guys. And if you don't, I would jump, knowing your bubble's there to block it, right? I'd jump here, probably get the Mega. And it's also just like, this jump decision, we lost both our DPS. I suppose we have our soldier back now. I'm just holding this corner, I think. Let my team kind of fall back, make them fight for this next line. And we're on defense. They still have to cap the point and all that, you know. And that's gonna tick. We're just stalling for time till our Sierra gets back. And even there, like, if we just bubbled like a bit earlier, it wouldn't have taken this dynamite and this many shots. But also the other thing is, so there's that damage. We could also jump over here and just try to get the Moira to either fade away, or fade in so that she's easier to kill by someone on point. And then kind of walked over here and back these guys up. I don't disagree with the idea of, like, let's cut off the ducklings from the mama duck, right? So that she dies alone and sad. It's just the execution here, you just take so much damage and then kind of jump into their line of sight. Yeah. But do you see how they kind of like follow him? If we had been a little here, they couldn't do this, right? So we're not close to an ult or anything like that. I don't think you get another touch. So the thing to do is to decide on a next line. When this door opens and the cart's like in the door, that's a very, very good choke. So I would be setting up kind of here, I think, because I got ranged DPS are going to be on the height. It's not bad to like stand here to make sure people kind of come up near you, since it's silver and people follow the tank. We could be charging our Tesla there. But yeah, I want to set up kind of just over here, and if he wants to challenge me, he has to round a corner into, you know, my soldier shooting, my BAP shooting. Maybe my Sierra finds an angle, right? Or finds an angle on these people behind him. We're just kind of not putting out any pressure here. And we're not trying to constantly put out pressure. I hope it doesn't sound that way. It's like, it's all about timing the pressure for like when you're like, this is my line and you're about to cross it, right? Or you have crossed it. So like this jumping around like kind of here and just moving up and down like that, you're not doing much of anything really. I'd rather you just stand here and contest the cart. And then be like, okay, I'm standing here, nobody can shoot me. Do something about it. I have healing. If you want to push me, then come push me. Right? So that's like, it's not the best dive, right? Although you do get this cover, so you're protected from these guys, right? But check out what happens with the Juno here. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a nice bubble. You still make him use Nemesis, right? And now they're grouped up, right? Because they're coming through the choke. So this would be a great time to jump and bubble, yeah? We could execute that a little better, try to land behind them before they're all backing up. If we didn't quite let them see us. And then drop our bubble. So it's a little late. But Ramatra takes a bunch of damage. And you see how that just blocked her heals, right? So it's still a pretty effective bubble because you cut someone off. It's done something. Yeah, you got something for it. And a lot of our bubbles are looking for that. And we think we can kill someone. We can just cut off their heals, block the Suzu, etc., etc. I don't mind this jump, but just land here so you can still zap her without letting the Ash shoot you. And the Juno, right? And the Moira. We just need to do more damage than we take. I like the exit. And for me, I'm going back over to this Mega, and I'd probably have run a little differently earlier. I probably would have gone up and over, because they can't really chase me effectively that way. We need to just wait for heals. And kind of for a bubble. Cool. Things sort of happen fast here. I think we're more regrouped than you expect us to be. Which is why I would be like a little more in cover, a little more on getting heals, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to go next. Right? If we'd like gotten this Mega, we'd find this Asher. But you kind of need to assess this and see where to go and take a look back at your team, right? We definitely have one person in spawn. So we need to be thinking, where is the next line going to be, right? Because if we jump in and feed here, we might not get another fight. It's pretty close. I think we have 2 if we go pretty fast. But I would see 4 people and be like, okay, where's the Ash? And I'd probably just come up here anyway, just to assess what's going on. I don't expect you. It's like it takes a lot of time to cultivate the awareness of like Ash is probably up here. You can hear her if you're listening. But jumping up here just to figure out what's going on, you could even just zap this widow. Say she's uncomfortable and maybe drops. And then we can think about either using our jump to kill this widow. probably we want to see if we can get the grapple out and then jump after that. Or even just, I'm going to drop behind here. So they can't just like walk down main on our BAP and our soldier here. So like even this, if you are going to do this, which it's a kind of bad jump, draw the bubble, cut off their Matra. It's not like you did do it, but you did it too late. But the main thing is just that we're not sort of doing our jobs. Like I was saying, like we need to be on our natural prey. Like we're a predator on tank. And we need to go after a natural prey. So much earlier, you need to either pressure this Widow or pressure this Ashe, because they just have good angles and kill their team, our team. And maps like this, like this, Hollywood second, like Blizzard World second, like Numbani first and second, like Dorado first and second. You know, maps with strong high ground, Gibraltar first and second, like where there's high ground just all over the map. These are great maps for Winston, and the reason why is we can really control these high grounds. These guys are not going to get healed. The reason it didn't work like on a first point is just because nobody was up here, and we didn't take the next step of deciding, okay, nobody's up here, I get to draw down for free behind these guys. But the reason you lose this fight, like really simply, is just we didn't clear high ground, and we didn't go after the targets that are easiest to kill. So now I know this thing's pretty close. I need to stay alive. We just lost a couple of people. I'm going over here to get this Mega, personally, and I'm thinking I'm pretty close to ult. Let me go back. I have a bit of time, right? You can see the progress on the top, right? Let me get the Mega. Let me probably go back out to high ground here. And let me assess what to do next and see where my team is, like when they respawn, and just stall until the last possible second until I can see that they're coming back pretty soon. Then I'm going to drop down on point, use my bubble, maybe jump in the air, try to get some shit done, then pop my ult, try to stall it, jump in the air, right? It's so close. Or, yeah. Actually, never mind about the second part. So we're just gonna kind of lose here, I think. But the big thing there is just like, just be aware of your health, go get the Mega, come back. You don't, since you only have one fight, you want to take it as late as possible so your team can come back, right? Because now they're back, right, when you die. And instead we're trying to like, I guess kind of hold this space, right? We need to get back so that we can set a new line. And the payload, like, loosely inches out the line as it moves forward, right? So we need to be, like, here, like, take the elevator up or something like that. Maybe we can zap this Ashe down. And, but yeah, we need to take this fight, like, hide, hide, hide. You're gonna die. Hide, hide, hide. Hide, 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 and go. Yeah. And with our ult, we maybe could have survived that and stalled out the payload. We have a serious ult disadvantage there, so it might be pretty hard. But yeah, it's a little similar to the attack, and then on the second point, we're just not really taking clean fights. Exactly, yeah. But I really wanted to show you that good bubble. Like, it didn't feel like a good dive when it went off, but it did actually do some work because the bubble was in the right place and it came in at a good time. Yeah. And it's not so much like, it's not so much using both of your cooldowns at once. That's the issue. It's when you use your bubble for nothing, when you don't use your cooldowns for what they're supposed to be for, right? It jumps for mobility, it's for punishing people who blow their movement cooldowns. The bubble is to punish people who think they're safe because they have, like, Ana asleep, right? Ash's shotgun. You don't really have any stuns. Cass has his grenade, right? And we're like, surprise bubble, Sigma's rock. We're like, surprise bubble, you can't do that to me. So now I can put more damage onto you. I can put more pressure. Yeah. So anyway, little addendum. I hope that helps.